Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Stokastic.com NBA strategy show presented by Prize Picks. I'm Dave Loughran at Lafayette_D on the Twitter, joined by Josh Engleman at Joshua Engleman. That's not true. Joshua Engleman at Josh Engleman on Twitter. Breaking down a little two-game action today. Sixers, unsurprisingly, found a way to screw that game up yesterday. Shocker. Let Jason Tatum hang around with the worst game of his life. And then, I love Phoenix Suns. Team didn't stand a chance. Nikola Jokic, 30-point triple-double. It's the first time I think that I've ever bet an over on 53.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He actually broke the back end of one of our betting tools that we had to fix because I think the threshold was like 53. It was just ridiculous performance again from Jokic. Josh, the Suns had no gas left in the tank, man.
It's amazing that the Nuggets are able to make it to the Western Conference Finals, and Mark Jackson doesn't even think anybody's in the top 5 of the MVP race.
Yeah. Why do we take this? Why do we take these people seriously? It's not even worth talking about.
Averaged a 30, 10, and 10 triple-double for the series. Hung it again, 32, 12, and 10, and they didn't really even need it.
Well, Mark Jackson said it was an honest mistake, which what does that even mean?
I have no idea. If you want to be like, I just didn't realize I didn't do it, he should have been third on my ballot, this is an actual mistake. But what's the mistake? Tell me what you did wrong.
But I'm pretty sure he also pulled with all due respect, Jokic isn't in my top 5 or something like that.
He
was cognizant of it. It wasn't an oversight.
Shocked that he doesn't get another head coaching job. I wonder why that hasn't happened. Well, we're going to have to trade that Jokic character.
I really do believe that he's still very salty about the Golden State situation. So now he just finds ways to make enemies and be the bad guy, be the Joker. That's pretty much what it doesn't. It seem like he's always doing something that people hate.
Yeah. And this one's dumb. This one's absolutely dumb. It makes no sense to me. You can't go any lower than third. There's no justification. Makes no sense.
I tweeted yesterday. I was feeling, sometimes I feel some nostalgia, right? And I had asked, what, as a kid, when you look back as a kid, were the 3 video games that you would associate with your childhood? For me, it was Bond, GoldenEye, 007, right? On N64, for sure. That's my number 1.
Okay.
Played a lot of Mortal Kombat 3 on the N64.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that was a fun one, man. Because you get the books back then, and you get all the fatalities.
I'm going to be Mortal Kombat 1 or 2 before I get to long before 3 for me.
You're a couple years older than me though. So, right. So at my time, it was 3 that came out. So, and then Wayne Gretzky hockey on Super Nintendo. My Nana got it for me when I was 7 or something, threw it in the basement, never even knew it existed. Those are my 3. What would your 3 games be? You look back and you go, those are my games. Mm-hmm. There's more than 3, of course, but if you had to pick 3.
In terms of time that I put into them,
or even the first 3 that come to mind. For that's how it was for me. When I looked back, I go, you know what? Those are the ones I recall most fondly. And Cruising USA on N64 was a horrible game, but a lot of fun as well.
Can I say Madden as a whole?
Sure, but you played it when you were a kid as well.
Yeah, from the time that I had every one, from the time that
Madden
it existed.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Madden
so Madden in general, not a specific Madden, because obviously
counts.
I got a new. It never stopped. I just got a new one every year. NCAA football, those 2 games dominated everything that I did. Tecmo Super Bowl probably is close, but now I'm really cornering the market on football. NHLPA 93 for Sega, a lot. The Mario Brother, 1, 2, and 3 for sure.
No shooter games, huh?
No. I mean, I played the shit out of GoldenEye, but it doesn't ring as true to me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
For me, and when I look at I got a lot of responses on this because it was basically what are yours and just throw it out there.
Yeah.
There were a million great answers. I think GoldenEye was still probably the most popular among this demo. You know
don't get me wrong. I played it a lot. Just not as much as Madden and what. I would guess I would have played GoldenEye a lot more if it existed like it does today, and you could just play against your friends from your own house.
Well, see, that's what it was, because my buddies I was real close with in the neighborhood, after school, We go out to play some hockey or whatever. See, that's the difference. It wasn't just, it wasn't just video games back then. You play some hockey, then you play a little video games. You sit down with the quad screen in front of the small TV that's this thick. Remember?
Yeah.
In your bedroom or wherever, play the quad screen. And everyone was sitting there together, which I think is what made it so fun. And then
like I was playing a shit ton of Madden and NCAA in my seasons, your own dynasty type stuff.
And then you know what we do? It gets dark. You play Manhunt or something like that. Those are the days.
So much fun.
Jacob Roach, assuming he's got the mic set up. You do. All right. How old are you? You're in there. You're still in 26. Okay. So showing the age with the ones you just threw in there. What were your 3 video games?
Star Wars Battlefront 2, NFL Street, and Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Vice City was awesome.
Yeah.
Now,
when NFL Street, by the way, great shout.
When I was younger, the first GTA, I don't know if you've seen this because I got 9 years on you. Josh has got more than a decade on you. The first GTA was an aerial view.
Oh, I played the originals on the PC in 1998 type stuff.
So you remember the aerial view? It wasn't first person or even like the third person view. It was aerial, looking down upon the guy from the air.
I got really into downloading additional cars and things that you could drive, like souped up ambulances from that top down view. GTA 3 was
that was the game changer.
Yeah.
That was the game changer for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, those. Oh man, Tony Hawk was another one. The first and second.
I played a shit ton of
Tony Hawk 2.
Yeah,
those were good. But remember when PlayStation came out, and then PS2. That's when for me that's when it felt like the game started to change. When PS2 came out, and you started getting some significantly better games. But yeah, Tony Hawk was the shit. All right, wanted to get your thoughts on that because everyone's got something that they. My brother.
I feel like I'm missing something obvious.
My brother's 5 years younger than me. He was big into Halo, but I never got into Halo or any of those games.
So Halo 3, when I was in college, was the first time that I ever played like a shooter online, and I lost like a full year of my life to that.
Yeah, it was it was an addicting game as far as I saw. Good call.
Someone was on my PlayStation 24/7 or Xbox, whatever I had, 24/7.
People
at some point in time, somebody was playing Halo in my college house the year that was like really popular.
But that's also when you could play online.
Yeah, right. That was we were constantly in.
That was near the genesis of online gaming.
Yeah.
Right? I'm pretty
sure. This would have been 2007, 2008, something like that.
Yep. Good call, El Negro Loco. Dave Mirra BMX, very underrated. I loved Dave Mirra BMX.
He's dead, right?
Did he die?
I think so.
Yeah.
While
2016. Back. Who was the pro BMX biker that did the Real World Road Rules Challenge host?
Him. I mean, TJ Lavin is who you're thinking of, but Dave Mirra did it too.
Who I'm thinking of.
Mirra did it too.
Are you sure?
1,000,000%.
As a host?
Yeah, whatever one had like the Western theme for sure. He was the host.
You're right.
I saw all of them. Yeah. He probably did it for like more than 1 year, maybe 2 or 3. But the one where it was a Western theme for sure, he's in the opening credits.
Oh, he killed himself. I didn't know it was suicide. Damn.
DTE, brother.
Yeah, probably. That was a fun game though. Never got the love it deserved, but that was a good game. Metal Gear Solid, that's another one. Yeah.
Triple Play Baseball in that area was good. World Series Baseball 94 for Sega. I think it was 94. That is a game that got a lot of play for me. The Griffies.
I never played much Sega.
That was Sega over Super Nintendo.
All right. Well, I wanted to get your thoughts.
I never had a Super Nintendo. It's like the only system I never had.
It was the first one I had. I was young.
I went regular Nintendo to Sega.
To Sega. Yeah, I went Super Nintendo to N64. But again, you got a couple of years on me, and there were a lot of game systems, consoles coming out, making improvements at that time. I went like GameCube. I had Dreamcast. Those were ones that I put in like pretty heavy shifts. All the PlayStations, obviously, all the Xboxes. Or at least, while I was still a kid. So how you feeling about tonight's slate? I mean, I'm pretty sick and tired of the Knicks Heat series. Yeah. That can go. Maybe
I
it ends
have
today.
shit to do tonight, and I assume not gonna be able to watch Lakers Warriors like I want to. I'm really excited to see that one if I can then.
Yeah, that's a big game. Game 6, Lakers have an opportunity to take this one at home. Yeah. And there are 2.5-point favorites. We'll see. Anthony Davis is probable, and he's not probable with the head injury. That's not even listed. It's with an ankle or a foot. I think it is. So that whole incident last game, Josh, he's not even on the injury report for that anymore.
Okay, that's good.
I'm just throwing it out there because because he's been on the injury report all series, all playoffs, right? So if he's back on the injury report as probable for the same thing they've been listing him as for probable the entire postseason, I guess he's okay.
You would think. Wiggins, on the other hand, is tenuous today.
Yeah, with did you see how that was listed? I think it's ribs.
He's got like a rib fracture.
But the way how is it worded? What's the actual medical term for this? It is a
coastal something.
Left coastal cartilage fracture.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound enjoyable.
No, it sounds like a real miserable time. I don't think that I would want that if all I had to do was watch Netflix today.
Yeah. Well, we got the boom bust tool updated. We got ownership. We're ready to rock here. Happy to have you guys with us as always. Hey, do us a favor. Hit that thumbs up.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below if you're listening or watching after the fact. All that stuff goes a long way, and we appreciate you for it more than you could ever know. And if you're watching or listening in podcast, I do. Josh doesn't. If you're listening in podcast form, go ahead. Subscribe. Leave a rating and a review, preferably a nice one. Those go further than the bad ones. But whatever you feel is necessary, I get it. Anyway, thank you guys. Let's get started. We'll kick it off with the New York Knicks. Playing time. Maybe we should start there. Jalen Brunson played the entirety of game 5, the whole game. Did. Quentin Grimes played 48 minutes in that game. Did. Josh Hart played 9 minutes. Okay, now, for what it's worth, Emmanuel Quickley is doubtful again. Hartenstein played 22 minutes to Mitchell Robinson's 26. So they just chopped the center minutes. You know, all 48 went there. Aside from that, though, if you're looking at the bench, aside from the center rotation, which you typically see that with a lot of teams, there were no other minutes to go around. Obi Toppin played 12 minutes, 48 for Grimes and Brunson. Randall played 36. Man, if they're going to play this type of minutes today, this is where we have to start.
Yeah, this is a mistake that I made 2 nights ago, and I realized it while I was watching the Knicks game. And I tried to correct for it yesterday, and I'm certainly correcting for it today. I didn't give Jalen Brunson and Steph Curry enough minutes on Wednesday, knowing that they had backs against the wall games. I should have gone north of 40. I went 43 for Brunson today, and I think 44 is very viable. He's going to play as much as he can possibly play today, but there are scenarios where, you know, somebody has to come off or you find a spot where you can grab him a minute. So you can't just project 48, but I would not be surprised at all to see him not come off the floor once again. Looks good. I just actually got done my crunch, so I'm going to export this quickly so that I can have what I have right now, and we'll see if there's anything that I should glean from this first crunch for today. But you got to go heavy minutes to Brunson to start. That's just, there's no way around that one. Similar story for Grimes. That one feels worse just because it's Quentin Grimes, but they seem to want to rely on him now. I went 40 minutes for Grimes. We have him at 21% ownership. To me, that's a little low. I would happily get to more. You assume he's just going to keep getting that playing time. The real question is what we end up doing with Josh Hart. But when it comes to Brunson and Grimes, based on where we have their ownership right now, 30% and 20%. Now, Brunson is up to 9K. That is real. I don't think you can go wrong going to either one of those guys.
The issue that I have with Josh Hart, excuse me, and we've seen DraftKings price certain players down pretty quickly when their minutes, are in flux and they're losing playing time. We've seen that a lot. Josh Hart's still $5,300. That's the problem I have. It's not like, okay, Josh Hart's down to $4,200. He's now $1,000 less expensive than Grimes. This looks like a nice spot. you're still paying more for Hart than you'd be paying for a 20% owned Quentin Grimes.
Right. Yeah. So whatever you think Hart's going to do today probably doesn't matter from a DFS perspective. It sort of just lets you know what you want to do with Quentin Grimes. Like, if you're not that big of a believer in the minutes for Josh Hart, then you have to be projecting Quentin Grimes for a shit ton. If you think Hart gets back in the rotation like in a big way, that doesn't necessarily make Josh Hart look good, but it does add in a giant question mark to Grimes.
Right. Yeah, I don't really see a ton of reason to believe that Grimes isn't going to continue to get big minutes. There's nothing that leads me in that direction. What?
Like, they won Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know, if they didn't win, then it's just like, well, shit, maybe they need to make a change here.
Exactly.
But yeah, I have no problem going to more than 40 minutes for Grimes. I went 40, but I'm more than okay going to 44 for him and Brunson. And I think that, like, you can make that case. It's just always scary to go that heavy.
Oh, no question. And that's what's weird about
Steven Smith played 30% Josh Hart last slate. That couldn't have been a worse play. Pre-slate, pre-lock too. That was a very well-known bad play. I just want to make sure I point that out.
What about Randall? 36 minutes last game. What are you projecting him for as far as playing time goes?
I went 38 to Randall, 10 to Toppin. Those guys are splitting the 48. I assume Randall's out there as much as he can handle. He's 30% owned, and he should be. That's basically exactly where I had him coming out of my sim. He's 7,600 on FanDuel and 50% owned. That's an even better spot, but I'm happy to get to Randall here. I'm really surprised to see RJ Barrett be the highest owned guy from the Knicks at 43%, and he's the highest by a mile. I don't totally see that unless you're expecting RJ Barrett to just play some sort of like crazy 40-minute game. He's 6,500 already. There's no value in his price tag. He's a completely reasonable play. I have no issue playing RJ Barrett. He was, 25% optimal or so, but I don't understand the 43% ownership. If he's that high owned, I think he's a pretty easy guy that you want to get under the field on.
I think 40 minutes is reasonable on Barrett, though. He played 38 minutes last game in foul trouble.
Yeah. Look, I went 36. I think projecting 38 is also very viable. Again, this is another thing that comes back to Josh Hart. If you're expecting Josh Hart to play 9 minutes, then yeah, RJ Barrett's going to play a shit ton.
Right.
If you think Josh Hart is like, if Josh Hart is in the rotation, 9 minutes seems impossible. They're not just playing him for a 9-minute rotation. He's either playing like 16 to 20 minutes or not at all, would be my guess.
You think so?
Yeah, it doesn't seem feasible that you just play that dude like once.
He had 2 rotations last game, and the one he came in early because of that RJ Barrett foul trouble too.
Like, he didn't play the second or third quarters.
No.
Like, I don't know. I don't know how to project something like that.
And I think he would have played less. He would have played less in the first if RJ Barrett wasn't in foul trouble.
Probably, yeah.
Barrett got 2 fouls in the first 5 minutes. Hart subbed in for him.
Like, are they using, like, if they're going to say that Josh Hart is RJ Barrett's direct backup?
He was last game.
Yeah. Like, that seems so wild to me.
Yeah, because if that's the case, you might be looking at 7 minutes today. Who knows?
I mean, minus 11 in 9 minutes, the only negative other than the -3 for Hartenstein. Like, it
is so silly to see that you're just looking at popcorn machine to see Brunson and Grimes just the entire game.
And like, for the most part, if they're not willing to play Josh Hart real minutes, there's no such thing as foul trouble for a guy that you're going to bring off the bench. Like, if you're not trying to play Josh Hart 30 minutes, then it doesn't matter how he picks up his fouls.
Exactly. Yeah. Hartenstein's 22% owned. We only have him 15% optimal today. He does have actually the lowest leverage score on this team tonight on our boom bust tool, but he is 3,500, man. And he's a sub 1 fantasy point per minute guy, but not by a ton. He's probably like 0.9. Just if I'm eyeballing this, probably around 0.89 or 0.87 or something.
Who?
Hartenstein.
I got 0.94 baseline, 0.82 over the past 30 days. I got him at 0.85. So you're right in the ballpark.
Yeah. Okay. So, looking at this, the minutes could go kind of anywhere, but he has played 26, 26, then 15 because Robinson got the big run in game 5 or game 4, and then 22 last game, 3,500 center. I know he hasn't been productive whatsoever in these minutes that he's played, but he's 3,500. What do you want to do with him?
Play him. I mean, I think that, mid-20s ownership for Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein is about right. I lean slightly to liking Robinson more, but we just see it all the time. 2 games of 26 minutes for Hartenstein. You get the 22 on the opposite side for Mitchell Robinson if he's in foul trouble. When it's going right, you're getting, 32 and 16 Robinson to Hartenstein. Hartenstein's 3,500. You can play them together a little bit. It wouldn't be my first choice, but I think that you can get there. I wouldn't try to do it a lot. If I'm playing one lineup, I certainly wouldn't be trying to do it, but in 150, you'll probably get 1 or 2. I think they just look totally reasonable. Like, one of those guys is probably a decent play by the end of the slate.
Is there anyone else that's even remotely viable today? The only thing I could think of is like Julius Randle gets hurt or something, and Obi Toppin ends up playing a lot of minutes at near min salary because Julius Randle's been dealing with injuries, but that would just be a straight flyer play and nothing else.
Yeah, that's all that you like. There's nothing here. It's Brunson, Grimes, Randle, Barrett, and the centers. You can't play Josh Hart. You can't play Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin is that you're buying a lottery ticket. Like, that's not the same. Like, you can't play Josh Hart. You can buy a lottery ticket for Obi Toppin. I would not do that, and I am not doing that. But, like, the path to Obi Toppin playing is one step of Julius Randle. Something went wrong, and all of a sudden Toppin plays 20 plus minutes at 3,300.
It's not even foul trouble with Randle, because even if Randle's in modest foul trouble, which isn't often, he's still going to play 35. It's still only a lot. 13. He would need to get hurt or ejected early, something like that. That's what you would need.
For the most part, I like the Knicks, but they are the worst team that you can get to today. They're the underdogs on the road in the worst matchup. Like, there's only so good that they can look now that their prices have all stabilized, or they're up, like someone like Brunson.
Let's talk about the Miami Heat.
Yeah. Wow, it's 10:22 and we've talked about a team already? Are we just running out of gas at the end of the week?
A full team.
I don't get it.
I mean, usually they just go where the show takes us. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about buttholes. Like, what do we need to do here?
You're getting anxiety knowing that we're on a good pace right now.
I don't like it.
I mean, yesterday was one for the books, in my opinion.
Ooh, I got a quick one. I got a quick topic.
Okay, but I had a lot of people tweeting me that were like, one guy was he's like, I'm Australian and I found your show. I watch you guys every day. Like, whatever, great show. I had no idea who Goddess Bunny was until today. So we opened the doors to a brand new world for a lot of these people. Hell, I bet you Jacob's looking up who Goddess Bunny is right now. Do you know who Goddess Bunny is? No. He wasn't around for E-bombs.
Yeah.
All right.
Not so much.
Go give me one.
This isn't bad. Would you rather live in New York City or Miami?
Miami.
Okay. Would you rather live in San Francisco or Los Angeles? If you want to say Oakland here, I don't care, but you understand where I'm going with this.
Neither. But I have to pick.
You do.
LA.
So Miami then over LA pretty quickly, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Wait, I don't disagree. I don't want to live in any of those 3 places other than Miami. I don't want to live in New York. That's like the least. That's the last place on the planet I would want to live.
Disagree with me?
No, I'm in full agreement.
Oh yeah, Miami's the clear answer.
Yeah, I would never want to live in New York. That would be like torturous to me.
Like New York.
Like San Francisco. Yeah, I like San Francisco when I'm there for food. There's so much not good about San Francisco, including the fact that I would be so poor if I lived there. Yeah. And LA is just, they're the opposite people of me. You get those Jordan Klein characters out there. Can't stand those people.
I don't think LA would like me. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not my. I lived out in California. I lived in Huntington Beach for a little bit. It's beautiful out there.
Yeah.
But too relaxed almost. The
Northeast Loco said NYC is the shit. I would say that NYC is shit.
Here you go again, just shitting on like all the most populated places in the country.
AB doesn't live in New York. I'm good here.
I know. Yeah,
but I think New York. I legitimately hate New York City. I don't understand why people live there.
I just wouldn't want to live in a city.
I wouldn't want to live in that big of a city. You can get all of the same amenities without having to stack people on top of each other like that. There's too many people in too small of an area.
But see,
It's
like RBC Brian said, I love Florida, but Miami's the last place I would want to live in Florida. See, I agree with that. There are many, but that was the answer. That was the option you gave me. I would still choose Miami, but there are many places in Florida that I would prefer to live over Miami.
I don't know if that's true for me. I think Miami would be one.
Really?
Or as long as we're talking like Miami Metro.
Yeah, there's definitely different places in.
Right. Like there's no chance I'm choosing Orlando first or like Jacksonville or something. Like it's gotta be Miami. No, if you were I'd prefer Fort Lauderdale, it's like, okay, those are the same place for all
that's what I mean.
Purposes.
West Palm Beach, give me West Palm Beach all day.
Well, yeah, now we're talking about like a pseudo retirement community.
If we're talking, I'd love to live down there.
Right. Like that's, I want to give me something in the Keys. Yeah, I would prefer
You're saying like the cities in Florida. Oh, yeah, Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over Orlando? Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Andrew said Baltimore's the worst. Adam's still hanging out in Baltimore. Yeah. Heck of a place. Denver. Kicks Good said Denver.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
I'd be in.
If you could choose.
Yeah, like Denver's still alive. I think I might pick Denver over all of the other cities that are still available.
I want to know chat's answer on this too before we get to the Miami Heat here. If you could choose one place, doesn't have to be a city, one place to live in the entire country. There's some beautiful places in this country. One place to live in this country, where would it be?
I mean, like I'm naturally in like the San Diego area just from a temperature standpoint, but
I thought you were going to say Albuquerque.
What, because of meth? I'm a big meth guy.
What would you choose? I would choose Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Go ahead. You could live in Idaho.
If you look this place, everyone will laugh at me for saying this until they Google it and they go, my God, that is the most beautiful place I could never afford to live there. It is insane to get a decent place there. I've looked. It is insane.
Yeah, my guess is probably my answer is like San Diego or in and around San Diego.
San Diego is nice.
It's a temperature thing for me. I'm a pretty ornery person when I'm not dialed in temperature wise.
Ideally, I would want to do like a Montana or Idaho in the summer and then have a place in West Palm or something in the winter. That would be ideal for me. Just seasonal houses would be the best because then you can really take advantage of all these places that get cold but are beautiful in the warmer weather.
Exactly.
That's the ideal play.
Are you picking Denver over the 4 cities that play today?
You mean over Miami?
Yeah.
No.
You're Miami over Denver.
Yeah.
I would feel like you would like Denver way more than Miami.
It's a politics thing. All right, let's talk about the Miami.
You can't take your guns with you to Denver, man.
Actually, I don't know. I'm not.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure. Let's talk.
Am I missing someone? Is there another team that I've left out here?
Oh, you were saying Did
you not get where this was going? You just thought I arbitrarily picked the 4 seed? Moron.
No idea.
Moron.
I had no idea that you were going. That's why I'm like, this is the oddest thing I've ever. I had no idea that you were talking about the 4 teams representing today's slate. It's great. Okay. If OKC was on there, I'd have picked that.
Yeah, I bet. Great spot.
I wonder if it is.
Oklahoma City in the autumn? Hella pretty awesome.
I bet some of them are sneaky nice. Some of these places that you think you'd never want to go to.
I mean, I'm good on Oklahoma City. I mean, if someone was willing to bomb Oklahoma City, I don't need to be there.
Well, it was a long time ago.
I'm just saying, though, like if that can get checked off the box, that you've lost all appeal at that point in time. That should be a place with no downside.
Do you want to get to? Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? That's not like you can't. If you're willing to take shots at Oklahoma City, no one should be there any longer. Well, there's better places that you can live with the same amount of risk.
that's the crazy thing about the Midwest. And I know property costs and a lot of the, cost of living is appealing, but you think about Florida, beautiful climate. I know it's humid, but it never gets cold there, but you got hurricanes. Hurricanes are a risk, Texas, very nice down there.
Crazy people,
some wild people, but same with Florida. Florida's got the wildest people, but Texas, you run real risks of those massive hurricanes too. Remember Hurricane Harvey not long ago. California, the best climate in the country. You have wildfires, you have earthquakes. Okay.
And no water.
What?
No water.
No water. Yeah, because they don't keep any of the rainwater. They just flush it all back out to the ocean. So
what about Phoenix?
I lived in Phoenix for a little bit, actually.
I think that's the last. I guess they're eliminated, but that's the best out of everything that was in the playoffs. No state income tax, good weather, no natural disaster.
Yeah, a lot of meth, but there's a lot of drugs everywhere at this point. There's a lot of drugs everywhere. Phoenix isn't bad. I liked it out there. I actually enjoyed it out there. Very dry though.
Yeah. You like it wet?
No, You're
more of a wet guy?
Just right in the modest, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Phoenix wouldn't be bad. Not Philly. All right.
Now, who's last? In the NBA, who's last? Is that Detroit? Pretty snap answer.
Yeah, probably. Probably, yeah.
Who's won for everybody? Detroit's last. Has to be, right? There's not even a close second.
You're off the top of my head, I don't know.
I can't imagine. You can't pick. There's no one else.
I don't know if I'd want to live in Pittsburgh.
Well, there's no Pittsburgh basketball team.
I wouldn't want to live
you'll be fine there.
Cleveland.
But I'm picking Cleveland before I pick Detroit.
Right, but you asked me if there were any others. I probably wouldn't want to live in Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland would be bad. Toronto would be fun if we're leaving the country.
Yeah.
No?
Jimmy Butler. Let me. I gotta get to the Heat here.
It's only 10:30. We gotta tell you Utah. How will you do in Utah?
You're killing it. Utah's probably not hard. Never mind. You can't bet there.
Yeah, but you can have multiple wives. Women.
Yeah, but also I don't want to live out in a compound.
You just got done telling me you want to live in wherever the hell, Idaho. I think you could pull off the same living environment here in Utah. I don't think these two places are all that dissimilar.
No, man. No.
There's not enough potatoes for you in Utah.
Look, Jacob can put some images of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho up on the screen, and you guys will all change your mind.
Are we going to imply that there are not nice places in Utah?
I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's a few. You want to get to 44% Jimmy Butler today?
Not as much as I want to continue talking about the cities of the NBA and where I would like to live.
We're not doing it.
I do want to get to 44% Jimmy Butler. How's that?
Yeah.
I do. Look, he looks really good. He came out of my sim at 37%. We're going to get like 40 minutes out of Butler at a minimum, 9,700 with an MPE. I think he's easier to get to than Jalen Brunson on the opposite side, just because of the MPE and just because of the fact that he's probably a slightly better per minute dude as well. So yeah, I'm very happy to get to Butler. I'm already getting there. I'm eating that ownership for sure. Doing the same for Bam at 7,600. We're looking at 37, 38 minutes. He's 32% owned. I completely agree with that number as well. Happy to get to the quote unquote pay ups for Miami. Not that Bam is like a total pay up.
Among Davis, Curry, LeBron, and Butler, who are separated by $500 at the most between the highest and lowest price guys there, where would you put Butler?
Second.
Behind Davis?
Yeah, I think AD is a clear one. I think Butler's 2. Positionality changes things a little bit there, but I would go AD 1, Butler 2, LeBron 3, Steph 4.
What about Bam today? 32% owned, 28% optimal score on our boom bust tool. So, kind of around where he should be. Nothing crazy there. Slight negative leverage. We got 29% going to Lowry too, 26% going to Kevin Love, 32% going to Caleb Martin.
The Bam thing is interesting. Here's what's happening at center today. Everybody's the same. 30% ownership to AD, 30% ownership to Randall, essentially 30 to Bam, 30 to Draymond, 30 to Mitchell Robinson, 25 to Kevin Love, and basically 25 to Isaiah Hartenstein. You either are playing today and are eligible at center and you're 25 to 30% owned, or you're playing today and eligible at center and not owned at all. Those are the only options. You're choosing from a random pool of centers. That's what today looks like in an ownership perspective. There's no wiggle room on these dudes. So yeah, do I think Bam should be about 30% owned? Yep, I agree. That's where he should be. Playing the minutes. Not a lot of other choices. If you want to pay up, go to AD. If you want to pay down, go to your Isaiah Hartensteins. If you want to pay in the middle-ish, then you're probably looking for Bam Adebayo.
We've seen back-to-back games now where Gabe Vincent has played 23 or fewer minutes.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Didn't see that coming. I don't totally know how to look into it. Like, this most recent one is foul trouble. He picked up 3 fouls in the second quarter, picked up his fourth 3 minutes into the third, and then came off the floor. Didn't close. They went to Lowry for the final 2-minute stretch. I think he's capable of closing. Like, doesn't always have to be Duncan Robinson playing the final 16 minutes of the game. I think that he doesn't have to get into that foul trouble. I went 29 minutes to Gabe Vincent. Maybe that's a minute too high, but he also is only in 9% of my lineup. So I guess it's not all that interesting. Fading Max Strus again. So continue to push that narrative. That's for sure. I have 0. I will have 0.
The only weird thing about Vincent was he got that fourth foul early, 3 minutes into the third, but then he didn't come back until there was 7 minutes left in the game, 8 minutes.
They went on so many runs after he came off that they just weren't in any position. Like, that's when Duncan Robinson started knocking down threes and stuff. You know, Butler's already out there. Butler played the entire second half.
Yeah, Butler looks
Caleb
good.
Martin was cooking in the end of the third quarter too. He had 9 points.
So how many minutes are you giving to Lowry then? 26?
I went 26. Yeah. And I'm not getting to him at 29% ownership.
So you're getting
I just don't think that they care. And I think Vincent has the opportunity to play more than Lowry if it's going well.
And Vincent is now cheaper than Lowry by $400 on DraftKings.
Yeah, I think
Lowry's pretty decent.
I think they're pretty similar. I have a hard time saying that it should be 29% ownership to Lowry and 12 to Gabe Vincent with an MPE and a cheaper price tag. To me, those numbers are wrong. They're closer to flipped as far as I'm concerned.
This is Kyle Lowry. Let's see. 0.94 DraftKings points per minute this postseason for Kyle Lowry. So it really hasn't been that bad.
No. 0.7 for Gabe Vincent.
Yeah, 0.79 DraftKings points per minute this postseason for Gabe Vincent.
Not ideal.
Not ideal.
But yeah, I prefer the Vincent side just because of the MPE and the lower ownership.
Anything else for Miami you want to dig into here?
Kevin Love continues to play, around 20-ish minutes. He's probably a little over-owned to me. This is another spot where, I'm just going to be lighter on the Heat. I don't trust these guys. They can very easily move around. If you want to take another shot on Duncan Robinson being like a better version of Max Strus, to me, there's no reason not to do that. He can clearly shoot his way into it. I find this team to be Caleb Martin at 4,100 is the guy that I think you should go to because of the price tag being nowhere near everybody else's. But we're talking 27 minutes for Caleb Martin. So,
all right, let's talk about Golden State and the Lakers here. Before we do, though, we got to see what the $1 million 6-pick flex play on Prize Picks looked like yesterday. I'll give you a hint. I already looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think this has in common with so many of the other ones that we've been reviewing for Prize Picks?
They're all overs.
Ding, ding, ding. All 6 are overs. Now,
these people don't deserve $1 million.
It sounds crazy to say something like that, but you're 100% right.
Now, don't get me wrong. I guess you could pick 6 positive EV overs. That can be a thing, but you're also probably leaving a lot on the table.
What I'm saying is this is every day. So, Occam's razor, right?
Yeah. The simplest answer is the best.
Yep. And I think that's probably what we've got here. But you guys say you were to get selected. You sign up in Prize Picks using the link in the description of the one in chat, right? You just click that link. You're getting a free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. Yeah, you heard that right. $120 value. $120 value for that. Matter of fact, and Jacob, sorry to mix these up on you. Matter of fact, we had somebody tweet at us yesterday. Projections come in clutch again at Stokastic Hall of Fame. This dude just absolutely murdered on Prize Picks yesterday. Josh, he hit, I believe, 2 6-pick flex plays.
Yeah.
Using the projections that we've got on
the best, man. It's the best to see.
It is. And I'm trying to see, $15 in the 375, $11 in the 280, hit 2 6-pick flex plays using the projections. You're getting everything for free. $120 value. Sign up, you deposit. You only have to put $10 in. My recommendation, and this has no impact on me, but to make it better for you, it's 100% deposit match bonus up to $100. Not that or the free month. It's both. 100% deposit match bonus up to $100. So you put 100 in, now you have 200. So you always want to max them out if possible. But even if you can't, you put $10 in, you got 20. You put 20 in, you got 40. Doesn't matter. You're getting the bonus and you're getting the free month. Use these tools. Use these tools very simply so you don't end up being like Logan from yesterday. Now, maybe they were plus EV spots where he went all overs, but that hasn't been the case recently. So Logan had a shot at $1 million because every day on Prize Picks, they're picking one random person who enters a lineup in the 6-pick flex play. They just enter, you enter a 6-pick flex play, you enter a lineup, you're just picking over or under on all these players. It's very cool. And you hit all 5, you 10X. You actually still 2X if you hit 4 of 5, unlike a traditional sports book where you just lose all your money. Or if you want to go for the 6X or the 6-pick flex play, you 25X if you hit them all. But you also have a shot every day of the playoffs to get entered to potentially win $1 million. Logan was the lucky one yesterday, Josh. Would you like to hear where he went with these?
I would, and I have mine in front of me, so I could let you know where I stand.
Devin Booker over 5 rebounds.
Well, Devin Booker screwed me yesterday because I had him for points, and spoiler alert, he didn't show up.
No.
Over 5 rebounds, you said?
Yeah. Yep.
I had him at 5.7.
Okay. Kevin Durant over 5.5 assists.
Kevin Durant, I had for 5.5 assists. I would have stayed away from that one.
Yeah, you would stay away from that one for sure. Jason Tatum at 5 assists. That hit.
Jason, I had him at 4.8. I would not have touched that one either.
Yep. Just because, and that's another, just because something hits doesn't really mean that it's long-term profitable bet.
Right.
Tobias Harris over 13.5 points. He had 2.
He did. That was not fun. That was one that I very clearly would have taken. I had it at 14.8. I really liked Tobias Harris yesterday, but he didn't make shit.
Joel Embiid over 30 points. So now he has the Harris over 13.5 points and Joel Embiid over 30.
I had it at 29.8, so that would have been one that I stayed away from.
Anyway, James Harden over 6 rebounds. So 6 overs. I think he hit Tatum.
I would have taken that over on rebounds. I had it at 6.7.
I think he hit 2.
That ain't gonna get it done.
Not great. But you guys use the tools. Use the Pick'em Pro tool for Prize Picks or wherever it is you play. Take advantage of it. Get your free month. All of the tools on our site from top to bottom you're getting when you sign up at Prize Picks. Go win some money over there. Take advantage of the bonus. Take advantage of our free tools, our premium Discord if you have questions and just want to shoot the shit, and get in on that. It's the best promo hands down that we have right now.
I got even more promo for you. It's Flex Play Friday. So you're up to $20 on your first Flex Play. You're protected. If it loses, they're going to give you back whatever you had on that Flex Play in site bets, credit, whatever you want to call it here. But take a shot with 20 bones today because there is 0 risk. Put down 20 on a 6-pick because there is no downside. You get made whole if it doesn't win.
That's awesome. And wait, and then you'd still be entered to get a shot at the 1 million too.
Yeah, conceivably you still have a shot to be the person that gets selected.
Oh, so there's just no risk there whatsoever for anything. Yeah.
Zilch nada.
Okay. Awesome. Check it out, Prize Picks. Just click the link so we can track you and give you your free month in the description and in chat. Golden State Warriors today. Yeah, this Wiggins news is definitely significant. There's no denying that.
I like him today too. That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Just looking at last game, they went in, took care of business at home, make this a 3-2 series going back to LA for game 6. You saw Draymond play. Now, granted, there was a lot of blowout. There was 2.5 minutes of blowout run here. So a lot of these guys came off. Draymond Green played 30 minutes in this game.
Yeah, something like that.
That was actually very surprising to me, even though he was pacing 22.5. That surprised me. Clay was on pace for around 40. Curry played 39. He would have gone over 40 had this game been remotely competitive late. Wiggins played 36 and came out with 2.5 minutes to go. Gary Payton played 28 and Kevon Looney played 20 minutes off the bench. Where do you want to start here? Do you want to start with Wiggins, or do we start with the highest owned guys right now?
Let's just start with Wiggins, because I don't think there's much to say about Curry. If you like him more than you like the other 3 pay up options, play Steph. You got to play them all in some sort of order. One of them's going to matter for sure, maybe 2. Steph is the guy that I have the least, but I don't have anything. Like, I gave him 41 minutes. I don't think it's crazy to go to Steph. I'm just not there as much as I'm there for the other guys. But I have 23%. He's not a 0 to me. But Wiggins, look, 31% owned, 6,600 with an MPE. We're talking about a guy that is unquestionably going to be out there when healthy for 38 plus minutes in a competitive matchup. When this game, if they lose, they go home. He's a 0.95 guy. I got him at 0.9 for the game. I just don't know what to do with his status, but I'm over the field on Wiggins because I think he just fits. The problem is, how compromised is he? Does he play? What does this look like if he doesn't play? Who ends up coming into the rotation? Is that Kuminga? Is that Anthony Lamb? Like, where do they go? So many questions here if Wiggins ends up not playing. And I assume we won't know any of this until after the Knicks-Miami game. But if he's in, much like Jamal Murray yesterday, who, boy, oh boy, were people asleep at the wheel yesterday. He was 11% owned in the main GPP. Very clearly the best play that you could get to based on that. People were worried about that questionable tag. This one seems worse. Broken rib cartilage or whatever seems worse than an illness that we don't know anything about. But I will treat him like he's at full strength because I don't know what else I can do. And if that's the case, 31% ownership looks good for me.
The thing is, he can't be at full strength.
I don't know. I don't know like what that feels like. Does cartilage matter? I don't know.
Yeah, any of this shit. I know. Have you ever had broken ribs?
No. No.
I have, and it's clearly it hurts to breathe. Now, again, like you said, I don't know.
Was that self-imposed or did somebody tune you up?
No, I did have an incident with that though. I got snuck at one point when I was in 11th grade. I had my jaw wired shut for 2 months. That wasn't fun. No. But no, the ribs were I'll let you guess what the ribs were. I guess you could say self-inflicted, but it's a big pain tolerance thing. And it hurts to breathe. It hurts like hell to breathe.
Pegging accident.
Yeah. I fell over a coffee table.
Yeah, it happens.
It was my first time trying it too. I won't go back.
No. Not because I didn't like it, but because it was too dangerous. Well, I know, right? That's where it gets tricky.
Yeah. No, I mean, if this is a rib injury, can you play through pain? Does it affect how you play? Do they just jam some Toradol into you? I mean, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be like, yo, give me the good stuff. Can you shoot threes and guard LeBron on fentanyl? Slight difference between Toradol and fentanyl. Would be interesting. Like, why go light when you can go heavy? Would be interesting to see a player attempt to play on fentanyl. But why go light when you can go heavy? Take Rebel Wilson during Pitch Perfect instead of now. Are you thinking though that we just okay? I guess you're right. So naturally, I think about it and I go, he just can't be right. But then if I process it, there's not exactly anything that I can say to quantify what it's going to look like. No, I don't. Like, there's just no way for me to know or approach this differently. I assume you're going to get a discount on Andrew Wiggins if this plays out like you did on Jamal Murray. And at that point in time, he's probably worth the risk. How much Peyton are you getting? Are you nervous that Wiggins isn't tough enough to play through this injury because he was scared to get a shot? Say that again. I'm sorry. Are you nervous to play Wiggins with a rib injury because he was scared to get a shot? I don't know what that means. Well, he didn't want to get the COVID vaccine. I assume because he's scared of needles. Maybe he can't even take a pain-killing injection. Oh, you think that's fear. You think that's why he didn't want to? Yeah, I think it's a needle fear, right? That's what everybody had a problem with. Like they get the heebie-jeebies. I don't like needles. Yeah, no, that certainly would never even cross my mind. Like, do you think they just put like a cream on it now to make it not hurt as much? Yeah, a little CBD balm. Yeah, that's probably what they'll use. The essential oils. Yeah, fix rib cartilage. Essential oils. Yeah. Yeah, if you put a little lavender and eucalyptus in the air when you take a shower, that rib's gonna heal right up. Yeah, he's good. He's fine. Yeah,
in through the nose, out through the mouth. You get that in there, citrus juice, whatever. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Justine has some of that essential oil stuff. I don't like the smell.
We've got a cabinet in our downstairs bathroom.
Katie does it too?
Corner to corner, yeah.
Yeah, I walk down in the morning sometimes and she's got that thing going on, blowing the shit out of it.
Yep. Yeah.
I come down, the first thing I do is turn it off.
We got a new one now. It's a lamp that melts your candle instead of lighting it on fire. You put the candle under a lamp.
Oh, you bought it from your neighbor?
No, different scenario here. But
who bought it from Costco?
Yeah, that's the new gimmick. Probably, if I had to guess, that's what. Yeah, when she walks through Costco, all of a sudden we end up with new garbage. It never fails. But yeah, that's the new gimmick. But we got the mist thing too.
So we go to Costco probably, I don't know, once a month or whatever, get the essentials because they have the best toilet paper and paper towels in the industry, hands down. Can't beat it. Okay, telling you right now. Went through and got this pizza. Josh, it's a Detroit style. It's called Motor City Pizza.
I've had it.
And because you can find some really bad frozen pizzas. Once in a while, you find some shit that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. This Motor City Pizza from Costco, we ate it yesterday.
Yeah.
Unbelievably good. For a frozen pizza, I might go as far to give it a strong 9 out of 10 for frozen pizza.
9 out of 10?
For frozen pizza on that scale. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. For frozen pizza, no question. Deep dish style, it's so good.
Okay, I can handle that. It does well in the ratings and such.
Yeah, it's try it. Next time, just try it. And one day, you're not going out to eat, you're not ordering food, you're not making food. Pop that in the oven and hit me up. It's delicious.
I'm not a frozen pizza guy.
That's the thing, though. You don't have to be. This tastes beautiful.
I'll make my own.
You like Pizza Hut?
I used to.
Okay, but you would agree, like Pizza Hut tastes pretty good.
It used to.
Okay, this is kind of like old school Pizza Hut pizza.
Okay, I like the Pizza Hut. I liked Pizza Hut when I got rewarded with it because I read books during the summer.
Yeah, sure. There's a Pizza Hut around me that I don't know how it's still open. There's never anyone in there.
Yeah, those are sad places to be.
It's a really sad place to drive by.
Yeah. Those are you never. There's not a Pizza Hut on the planet that you drive by and it's like, well, Pizza Hut seems to be popping.
Lively today. Yeah. No. I don't know how it's still there. It's got to be a front for something at this point.
Is anybody else? The buffet.
The buffet was the shit. We used to go there after school. We had one right behind the high school.
We went on a college visitation trip, high as a kite. We all just hotboxed the car for 40 minutes until we got to Pizza Hut. Got out stinking, terrible. All of us terrified. We go in, we all ate like one slice of the buffet and got the hell out of there because we thought we were going to go to jail. Yeah. I can still picture my buddy walking out being like, I just spent $18 on a salad.
Yeah, I wasn't good at going into public places when I was ripped.
I was so mad. I was like, I don't care if there's weed out in the car. I just want to keep eating pizza. This shit is delicious.
Final thoughts on the Warriors? Anybody else here worth digging into?
Yeah, I mean, Gary Payton is an unquestionably exceptional play that you have to get to today. 4,300 shooting guard, small forward, starting. If you're a non-believer in Wiggins, then you're probably a pretty big believer in Gary Payton playing even more minutes. I went 27, seems about right. What he got on Wednesday. He is the best play to me on Golden State. Don't be afraid to go to Clay either. He is the most owned guy. I know people are going to jerk themselves, do a Game 6 Clay narrative. Pump the brakes on that one, but don't not play him either. He looks good. I don't think he looks 43% good just because he doesn't have the MPE, but I am interested in Clay. But I think Gary Payton is pretty clearly the best option. And 18% owned Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole played 23 minutes on Wednesday, 4,500 with an MPE. Not the craziest thing in the world if you want to take a shot on Poole today. I don't really have much interest in Looney or DiVincenzo, and Moses Moody had a really nice 9 minutes to kick it off. I thought I had the value play, and then he just stopped participating after playing 20 minutes for the past 3 games.
All right, this is the last thing I want to hit on with Golden State. We got to dig into this for a second because I do think there's a realistic chance that Wiggins doesn't play this game.
Okay.
we have to approach it from that angle before we close out the Warriors.
Sure.
If Wiggins doesn't play, let's just assume that's the case. He gets ruled out, okay? Because he played 36 minutes last game. Once again, lost a few minutes in a blowout, so was pacing more than that. 36 minutes last game, played 39 the game before that. If you lose those minutes, right? If those minutes become vacated, who do you think gets the bulk of them?
I think that Gary Payton's minutes become a guarantee.
But you have to give DiVincenzo a decent amount.
I'm getting there. I'm just saying, like, Gary Payton becomes a lock button play at that point in time.
Okay.
I think Moses Moody sort of ends up having to play something north of 16. And Anthony Lamb becomes a part of the rotation.
So how many go to DiVincenzo then?
14, 16.
So you don't think he'll actually benefit significantly from this?
No.
Who do you think starts? I could see him starting again. And he started.
I think they start Poole.
Maybe. DiVincenzo started those games with Wiggins out before. I'm not saying that that's going to happen again, but we've seen it happen.
I would be surprised if it's DiVincenzo. I think they're more likely to go to Looney in that scenario too.
Okay.
They don't seem to like DiVincenzo in this series or the playoffs for that matter.
Yeah. All right. I wouldn't be surprised if he saw a decent amount of additional run. We'll see though. Could be interesting. It's going to be interesting if he's out. No doubt.
Yeah.
That's a lot of minutes from a starter.
Yeah, we're unlocking something in that scenario.
We had a question earlier. How do you use the lineup generator? The NBA, it's super easy. You just pull it up, and if you want to lock a player in, you can. Otherwise, you don't have to. You just pull that up, and in doing so, you make you build it builds lineups for you. It generates lineups for you. You can choose if you want a chalky build, contrarian build, tournament build, cash build, or you just go with all lineups, and it shows you where they project, how close to the optimal. It shows you how chalky they are or how contrarian they are. You can keep the ones you want. You can discard the ones you don't want. You can upload them to CSV, which is huge. If you have, 20, 30 lineups that you want to get in, upload them to CSV. It's optimized for mobile too, so it's super easy to use on your phone. We actually, matter of fact, just had a beautiful screenshot coming in from yesterday from LX Foley. Huge win last night using the lineup generator data at Stokastic Hall of Fame. $15,000, second place in the NBA clutch shot, rocking the NBA lineup generator. Love to see that. But we've got the MLB lineup generator too now, and both of them are 50% off for your first week. So let's say you just wanted to try NBA, or with NBA season winding down, you just wanted to try MLB. If you wanted to do both, it's still less than $9 total for the week, $448 each. If you wanted to do MLB, because I know you guys are playing DFS baseball. I know for a fact it's not just basketball with baseball in full swing. $448, Josh. You can lock players. You can set your stack type, whether you want like a 5-3-2-1, a 5-3, a 4-4, FanDuel a little bit different. You can set all of that, see ownership, see how chalky, save as many as you want, get rid of as many as you want. Less than $5, less than $4.50 for your first week, I should add.
It's the easiest way to get better lineups for the contest you're entering if you're like a 20 lineup or less player, especially if you're like a one lineup guy. It's to not want to try it out for less than $5. Like, this is the easiest thing that you can do. If you don't like it and you're out $448, like, that's not a loss really. But I think that you're not only going to like it, the ease of use is going to help. And you're simply just going to be forced to play better lineups. That's my assumption at the very least, assuming you're not playing as good of lineups right now as you were if you use the tool, because we get rid of the garbage. We create thousands of lineups on the back end, and we get rid of everything that isn't already up to snuff. So whatever you're being presented is a lineup that we have already evaluated as a good lineup for you. After that, you can handle it however you need.
And you can, if like you said, you're going to be playing good lineups if you leave them as is. But if there is a player or two, or a player or two that you don't like, you can do player swaps. You can player swap with this as well. Yeah. So link is in the description for that, for NBA or MLB. And yeah, guys, I know Showdown's coming soon. The Showdown feature we had for NFL was awesome, where you could build what you can. It'll be back again, where you can build, you can set the settings for the direction of the game, like the game flow, right? So if you could set the score type, Josh, 25-3, you think it's going to be a massive blowout in favor of one team, and you'll get a ton of builds with that game flow. Awesome. So yeah, we'll have that stuff soon for sure. And then check it out. Link in the description and in chat if you want to get in on that. Somebody asked, how do you export to CSV? If you're on desktop or on a computer, you just save your lineups, and then afterwards you'll see export to CSV. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Check it out. Less than $450. If you don't like it, you're down less money than you spend while you're sleeping each night.
Yep.
All right, let's wrap this one up. LA Lakers. So it looks like Davis should be good to go. You said now, as far as the high price players, you have him as your number one here.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell, though, every single game they've played in this series, D'Angelo Russell has been pretty popular. That price has been, for the most part, pretty stagnant. He's low 6K again today. He hasn't moved all that much, and he's playing around 30 minutes per game. Austin Reeves has been another guy that's been pretty popular from game to game. He got back to the 34, then 36 minutes last game. Not surprising. Let's kick it off once again with this backcourt, and then we'll dig into Lonnie Walker, the fourth.
I mean, there's nothing to dig into. He's the best play on the slate. I got 87% of him. Just play the shit out of Lonnie Walker. Yeah. That price tag is broken for no reason. Look, Russell continues to play 30 or 31 minutes. Like that is just what that dude plays. He may or may not have lost 2 minutes and 46 seconds to the blowout. I don't know. Didn't have to close. They've shown clearly that he doesn't need to close. So I can't just give him those minutes, but I gave him 31 minutes. He's 6,100. I think 38% is too owned, but I think, having about 30% of him makes sense. For Reeves, I don't know why Austin Reeves, I get the per minute rates are different, but I would prefer to get to Austin Reeves at 5,800. He is slightly less owned than Schroeder. I have quite a bit more. To me, it's just easier to want to roster Reeves. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's sort of always a part of a closing lineup as well. And then Schroeder, he's the guy that they've been relying on lately. Played 35 minutes 2 games ago, played 29 again here. They're really liking, he's playing well offensively, and he's playing well as the defensive guy on Steph. I thought that was going to be Vanderbilt a lot. They phased Vanderbilt out completely. I would not be surprised to see Vanderbilt not start today, but they are giving him the Keith Bogans. He's starting the first quarter, he's starting the third quarter, and that is it. So you can't really go to Vanderbilt. I am going to Schroeder pretty aggressively. So I am over the field on Dennis Schroeder at 30% ownership, over the field on Austin Reeves at 30% ownership, a little bit under on Russell. That's how I'm seeing those three guys right now.
All right. It's just, you don't really know from game to game who it's going to be, but they're all going to be pretty popular. They're all within 8% owned of each other. Even optimal score, they're not that far off. It's just Dennis Schroeder is way cheaper than the both of them. Yep. And Schroeder, I think it's fair to say that Schroeder's playing time maybe a little bit more volatile, Schroeder's playing time, than these guys.
I don't think so. I think Russell's is more volatile than Schroeder, as weird as it sounds, at this point in time in the series, because they know that they have Schroeder for Steph. Okay. And I think that matchup is more important to them than the inverse.
Then what about...
No, I guess I don't think any of these guys are particularly volatile at this point.
That's probably the most reasonable take. Yeah. And Schroeder's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Rui played 21 minutes last game. He was somebody that earlier in this series even in the postseason, the matchup against Memphis was getting a little bit of love. He's fallen off the cliffs, getting 16% today. He is 3,600. So there are some value plays out there across these two games. You're just going to need to get them right, whether it's Rui, whether it's Lonnie, who's pretty popular. Maybe Rui has that game today. I don't know, but there are a few of them out there that are relatively popular, or they're not popular, but they could get the minutes. Who are your favorite value options right now?
Lonnie Walker. He makes up all of the value. Shooting guard, small forward, 3,700. Last 3 games, 24 minutes, 27 minutes, 28 minutes. Like, even if you give him 24 minutes for today, he's sub 4K and has the best eligibility possible. 36% ownership seems too low. He came out of my sim 52% of the time. I want all of it. He's my most exposed guy. It won't even be close if this holds.
Is Vanderbilt
to me, it's easy.
Is Vanderbilt just done?
Yeah, I don't think that he's playable in any way. I would not be surprised at all if he didn't see the floor today.
Yeah.
But we're talking about 10 minutes. If they just continue with what they have now, and I don't know why they would. In 11 minutes, he was minus 16.
That's insane. That is insane.
They went on a 17-4 run to start the game and a 9-2 run to start the third quarter. He might just be done.
I think it's entirely
and then they
possible.
start and they just start Dennis Schroeder and they don't fuck around.
I think it's very much the case. That could very potentially be the case, that he goes the way of Josh Okogie.
I think he's or Josh Hart. Tough time for Josh's being in rotations right now.
Yeah, right. I mean, Okogie didn't even play yesterday.
No.
And he was starting.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're seeing a lot of this. Anybody else for Golden State?
You mean the Lakers?
Yeah, I'm sorry, the Lakers. Yeah.
Not really. I don't think so. Like, you can't. There's nobody else on the bench. I'm not a big Rui guy, but if I'm looking at this team right now, my 3 priorities are Lonnie Walker, Anthony Davis, and Austin Reeves.
Not LeBron here.
I got 32% LeBron. We got him at 23% ownership. Like, I like LeBron.
Yeah.
I don't have anything really to add about LeBron.
All right, ready? Who do you have winning these games tonight?
Miami.
That's the easy one.
Yeah. Yeah, I would bet Miami. And maybe I will. Golden State.
Yeah.
Don't have a great feel in that one.
All right. To cover or to win? It's really only 2.5 points, but
to win. I'm not predicting a 1 or 2 point Lakers victory.
Right. It doesn't make much sense. Plus 125 on the money line. Heater minus 245 today. We'll wrap it up with the same thing we always do. Appreciate you guys getting us north of 100 likes. We only asked at the beginning of this show, but over 100 likes. If you've yet to do so, we forget. I get it. Got a lot going on in life. I'm just here to subtle reminder. Take a second. Take that finger, tap the screen or click, however you got to do it.
Take it out of your butts.
That too. Show us some love around here. Show us some love. Hit that thumbs up before we go. All right. Top high tier play. I do this for people that may be new to the program. Favorite low tier value play. Well, we already know that's Lonnie Walker, so I won't even get into that. Favorite leverage play and favorite high owned fade. And by high owned, that's arbitrary.
Anthony Davis is my pay up. Lonnie Walker is my pay down. My favorite leverage play, Jordan Poole. Sub 20%. Like, there's, it's where we run out of people. Biggest fade right now, some combination of RJ Barrett, Draymond Green, Kyle Lowry.
All right. Well, hey, follow Josh at Josh Engleman, me at Laffy_D. Hopefully soon to be at Laffy once that asshole relinquishes his account.
Maybe.
We'll see. And shout out to Jacob Roach for producing this one. We'll see you guys back here. Well, Sunday we'll be back. I'm assuming it'll be a earlier afternoon show. Live before
I don't know. I would guess. I don't know. Depends if it's 1 game or 2. That's going to make a difference too.
Yeah, if it's, God, we might see him pull some 6 o'clock nonsense.
I would guess it would be like 3 and 6 or something like that, or 1 and 4 or something.
So with the two gamers, we've seen the 3:30 and 7 or 6:30 or whatever. That's what we've seen.
But I don't think they go late on a Sunday like that.
No. I don't think so either. That's why I said I wouldn't be shocked if there was only one game. Would it be a 6 o'clock game? You know,
it's not gonna be fun.
I hope not.
I want 2 games though. I don't want a showdown slate.
No, it's much more enjoyable, even from a conversational standpoint, to talk about 2 games.
I want to talk about Golden State and the Lakers in Game 7. That's fucking awesome.
That would be sick.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just, I don't care about doing the content. That's just an unequivocal, awesome thing to, like, it's going to pop ratings. It is as good as it gets. Steph and LeBron in a game. Like, yes, I want that scenario. Please.
This will be a must watch game tonight for sure.
And if the Knicks win today, that's a solo Monday Game 7.
And you guys want to sweat the games with us? Our Chalkboard app is totally free. Link in the description. All the picks, all the conversation for free, 100% of the time, forever. So you can sync your sports books up. A lot of DFS talk in there too, not just betting. A lot of DFS talk. A lot of people that watch these shows are in there as well. We had a guy hit 20 grand in there the other day, and everyone was hyped for him. A little DFS action. Use the link. I'm telling you, download this app. You're going to say, wow, this is an awesome app, and it's free, and so is everything on it. The link down there. Join us. Join the family. We'll sweat some stuff together and have some fun. We'll see you back here Sunday for Live Before Lock. Peace.